Lindsey Jacobsen is, she's going to be talking to us about the local group Women Leaders in Cannabis. Lindsey, I'm really, really impressed with. She is the youngest female business owner that I know of in the cannabis industry, and she doesn't just own one business. She owns Medication Destination, which is a local dispensary. She also owns another company called The Drop, which is a distribution company, and she is the executive director for Women Leaders in Cannabis. I'm very, very proud to call Lindsey a friend, and I'm excited to hear what she has to share with us tonight as well. We're going to have Lindsey Jacobsen tell us a little bit about Women Leaders in Cannabis.
Hi, guys.
And Lindsey, when you're done, maybe you just want to stay up on the stage so we can pass this mic around and let people ask you questions.
Okay, I can do that. So tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about Women Leaders in Cannabis. It's a really great nonprofit trade organization based out of Eugene here. Myself and Bethany founded it together. We chose to do this out of a need that we saw. We realized that we have a lot of people that can help in our community, and we decided to put that forth to the people that need it most. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can become a member, what we do, what we've done, and what we plan to do, and if you can't be a member, how you can still get involved with us. So to be a member, you do have to be a female. That's the first qualifier I throw out just because right there, 50% of the people gone, you know, so just figured I'd let you know. But on top of that, everybody who is part of Women Leaders in Cannabis, we are all either owners or managers, operators of a cannabis business, most of us here in the Willamette Valley. And so when you go into a dispensary, when you buy that product, when you test your product, most of those, there's women in here who are standing behind those products, standing behind those stores, and we're really proud to do it. We love you guys. You're the reason we're doing this. So I would like to say that we've got, I think our entire board is here. Most of them are over here. I think we have 4 dispensaries accounted for in Eugene that are here. We have Medication Destination, we have Moss Crossing, we have the Greener Side, we have Oregon Microgrowers Guild. We also have TJ's Provision, so we've got a really strong group of women who are coming together, and every month we talk about what we think the industry needs, what we've heard our patients say that you guys want, how we can achieve those for you. We also go over things for the future that maybe the general public hasn't thought about yet. We're trying to think ahead and figure out what's going to be best for our industry as a whole, for you guys. So once a month we meet up here in Eugene. We go over what we've done, what we can do, and from there we make a plan on things we can do to help everybody around us. So far we have done 2 separate things to help people. We did a Thanksgiving Day basket. Some of you guys might have heard about that. We donated 22 baskets to the community. So we used all of your guys' help to get that done by having multiple donation points at our businesses, and we collected 22 full Thanksgiving Day baskets, and we got to give them out to Autism Rocks. That was incredible. The second thing we did was we had a drive for toys for children in the community that didn't get the same Christmas as everybody else. We collected over 115 toys. We donated them to First Place Youth Family Center. So throughout these processes, one of the biggest things that we've noticed is we have a really hard time finding organizations that are willing to work with us. We've actually gotten shut down quite a few times along the way. We're not 100%, well, we know why, it's the stigma. It's unfortunate that that exists, but if anybody happens to know of organizations that are willing to work with us, we're here for you. We have your back. We're glad to help, so you can definitely give us that information. I know that going forward in the future, we are going to raise jackets for some of the kids, again, going to First Place Youth Family Center. We are also looking forward to multiple other things in the future. We're gonna try to do a art night where it also combines a silent auction. All the proceeds will be going to people in need in our community. Throughout our time, that's basically what we're going to do. We're focused on philanthropy. So we like to get together and chat about fun ways that we can help everybody else. We've come up with a lot of interesting ways, and I would love to hear ideas from you guys. If you ever think about anything, we're super open to that. And so far, we have had about 4 or 5 meetings. We're always looking for new members. If you guys are wanting to become a member, please ask us for information. If you want to know how to help, you don't have to be a member to be able to help us. You can still donate things. You can donate your time. And if we're doing food raisers and stuff like that, you know, you can just stop by one of the shops. It gives you an excuse to pop in, say hi to us, and then we can share that with everybody. And we do have, if you do become a member, we do have the requirement of the obligation to give back. So if you become a member, you need to participate with us on those activities. It's just a way to make sure that everybody's doing it and to make sure that we are succeeding in the goals that we're setting out for ourselves. Sorry, got a little bit of nerves there for a second. So I think that in the future, the main thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to shed light on the fact that the women in this organization are just like everybody else. You know, we may sell cannabis on a daily basis and we may make cannabis products, but it's not any different than the person that goes to work to make shoes or make tires or change your oil. You know, we're just regular people in the community. We want to be able to give back. We've been oppressed for such a long time that we haven't been able to share what we're happy about, what we're passionate about with all of you. We've been shut down time and time again, and finally we have strength in numbers. And fortunately to say, women are a huge part of that, a huge part of that. This is the first industry that has been, it's almost a 50-50 ratio on the leadership positions, and it's unheard of. I think it's refreshing to be a part of this group, a group of women who are coming at this with such grace and professionality. I think the time of the Cannabis and things like that have disappeared, and I'm so glad to see it go. We've got women here who are standing in suits and ties, and they're going to Washington, D.C., and they're fighting for our rights, for your rights, and it means a lot. And this is the fastest growing industry that there's ever been in America's history, and that tells me that we have strength. Even after being pushed back for so long, you have people that we have a common cause. Maybe we're not all fighting for the same reason, but we have the same end goal. And because of that, it's progressing much quicker than anybody could have imagined. I do think, like Ashley said, it'll be a little bit of time before we see a federal lowering, but the fact is that here in our state, we're making a difference. And it's starting out with the women in this room, with the women in your house, and everybody that we're getting to help. It is also going on to other states. I mean, that's one of the next things that, of course, everybody's thinking about. And so, as the women who have been raised with this plant, who have grown this plant their whole lives, who have seen it change, it's our job to educate the rest of the nation, really. We are the heart of this revolution, and I think it's really important that we can show people that we can do this in an organized fashion, in such a way that people understand the benefits and they don't just think about the side effects, in such a way that people realize that there is not a race, there is not a gender, there is not a age, there is nothing that limits who this product can help and what it can help. And I think that having the soft edge of a female on that has helped a lot. When you start to get women standing behind it saying, this has helped my son, this has helped my daughter, this has helped my father, it edged it right over, it smoothed it right over. And so as long as us women keep standing strong together, and with the help of all of our men that are, you know, getting this done, we're making a great team effort. And I think shortly it'll be a whole new thing. Oregon is going to lead the way. I'm glad to say that organizations like Women Leaders in Cannabis, Women Grow, we have tons of these organizations, the Emerald Trade Alliance, you know, all of these things are looking towards the future, towards the benefit of everybody. And they're lobbying, they're out here working, they're working for us. And I think that we have a strong enough core now to where if everybody in this room and the people that we know and the people that we talk to, if we can keep passing this information along, we can keep helping people the way that we're helping people. It'll allow us to be successful enough to give back, to continue to give back. I don't know about everybody else, but I think it feels great. When I showed up to that place with those Christmas toys, I can tell you, it really put a smile on my face. And so my main point that I want to give to all of you is just, let's keep this community going. Let's keep growing together. Let's get as many of you women riled in as we can so that we can hear your thoughts, so that we can move forward with that. We want to help the people that you have ideas about. We want to hear your ideas and grow them and shape them. So if you guys have any questions or anything that you're wondering about Women Leaders in Cannabis, feel free to email, call, visit the booth, Facebook. You know, we're on everything. We just want you guys to reach out and speak with us. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information just on me and how I started, kind of as a motivational thing. So I did grow up on a farm when I was younger, and that's how I got into all this. I started going to the business school, and I was almost done when I realized, wow, this is happening a lot quicker than I thought. Thanks to everybody here. I was like, okay, I don't have as many years as I thought. This is happening now. So I got into it, and I started my dispensary, and I met these incredible people like Bethany, and I had life-changing experiences, things that, to be completely honest, when I started working with this plant, if somebody would have told me that this plant could cure cancer, if somebody would have told me that this plant could save a child from having 30 seizures a day, I myself may have laughed 5 years ago. And the things that I have learned and the path that I have came across, that is exactly what we need to share with other people. Because I know that if I thought this way a few years ago here in the heart of Oregon, where cannabis is so prevalent, I can only imagine what people are thinking outside of Oregon, where they haven't been introduced to all of this, where they didn't grow up on a farm. I think that as Oregonians, that's our job right now. We are being watched, we're being looked to. Even though we weren't the first state to legalize it and we weren't the first state to have open sales, we were the first state to proudly speak upon cannabis. We were the first state to defend the plant and to approach it in such a way. So my main goal is to just have Oregon keep leading it. I think we're doing great. I think that the organizations we've created, the networks that have happened, we're gonna do awesome. And all I can say is, let's grow together. Oh my God. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me.
Any questions for Lindsey?
Hi, thank you for speaking tonight.
Hi.
I was really disappointed when I saw in the news, I believe it was Food for Lane County that denied the charitable donation. And I hear you talk about all of the goals that you have, and it sounds a lot of grassroots, a lot of word of mouth, a lot of peer-to-peer sharing. Do you and your group have any more concrete goals as far as community acceptance and working with the community to bring this emerging market into an acceptable place?
I will have to say that I think tenacity and motivation is going to be our number one way. We're just going to keep going. We were shut down multiple times before we got to deliver those baskets, and we found a way and we found somebody to do it with. So I think that we have a huge network, and we are going to reach out to those people consistently. And over time, as they see that we're going to do this regardless, they're going to want our help because they're like, wow, well, they're going to do it either way, so we might as well accept their help and at least have our name on it as well. I think it's basically just chipping at a wall. It's the same wall we've been chipping at for the past 10, 15, 20 years, you know. We're finally there. It's like light at the end of the tunnel as long as we keep going. That's the main thing. I think it's just going to take repetitive actions. Actions speak louder than words. We can talk about it, but as long as we keep doing those things, they're not going to be able, they can't take from us what we've given. They can't take from us what the community has seen that we have done. They can say what they feel and what they want, but at the end of the day, you guys have seen what we've done, you guys know, and you're the voice. You're the voice that's going to let the community know that this is okay and that we're doing right.
I would like to provide some feedback on this as well. The media attention that we got for this DHS issue was huge, and it created a ripple effect. So when Lindsey finally came to our board meeting and she's like, so this is it, it's final, DHS is not gonna work with us, we're like, well, what are we gonna do, crap? And so luckily through my connections in the industry and just, you know, all the things that we've been through as an analytical lab at OG Analytical, I have made a great connection with Noelle Crombie at the Oregonian. So I utilized that connection when Lindsey first told us that DHS wasn't gonna accept our donation. And so I called her and I said, hey, I think I have a good story for you. She picked it up, she published it that night, and it went viral.
It absolutely snowballed. We were in High Times, we were in Dope Magazine, we were on the news from northern Washington to Texas to Colorado. It was insane. My phone, I was like, what is happening? I've never had a reaction like that. And that was what told me that society is ready for this. You guys were thrilled. So we're just going to keep doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that having press like that and seeing how that ripples through the community and how strong that makes our presence, I think that's really going to answer that question. I think that us working together and trying to succeed in these ways, and we're trying to help people, like we're making donations to our community. So this should be something that we should be able to break the stigma. We should be able to get over this, and we should be able to offer those donations to any organization. Hopefully we get to a point, that's the goal, right? The goal is to get to a point where the cannabis industry is regarded the same as any other industry. And we can donate to anyone. It's silly to think that there are restrictions on who we can give goods and services to. It was really striking to me when Lindsey and I were rounding out. So we got lots and lots of great donations from the community, but we were missing a few items to complete our baskets. And so we made a shopping list, and we went to Fred Meyer. And we filled up our basket full of all the extra things that we needed. And when we were going through the checkout at Fred Meyer, the gal was like, "Oh, are you guys having a party or something?" And we were like, "No, we're donating turkey dinner baskets." And the gal at the checkout, she's like, "You guys aren't part of that Women Leaders in Cannabis organization, are you?" She knew our story. The gal at the checkout stand at Fred Meyer knew our story. So that to me just showed me how prominent we can be if we put our minds to it. If we step forward and we say, "Hey, it's not acceptable for you to turn us down. We're going to make this happen one way or the other. We can do this." And sometimes we have to pull those strings, but it makes it work.
Well, I'm one of the elders involved in the hemp movement for over 40 years and marijuana. And I just want to say that there's a group, the Hemp Fest in Eugene was the most crowded hemp fest we ever had last summer because some Portland event got canceled and they all came down here. So let's support the Hemp Fest because some of them organizing are getting older, in their 70s, they need help. And second, I want to say that I'm a real estate agent, kind of my day job, and I want to point out that the Oregon Association of Realtors has two podcasts on that anybody can listen to. It's called The Green Rush. Number 1 is already posted, number 2 is coming, and it talks about the problems that real estate agents have in working with people who are trying to do marijuana grows. What I want to let you know is do not let your realtor know that you're doing a marijuana grow, or they will have to drop you like a hot potato. Just say you're growing tomatoes or Mexican oregano or anything, but don't mention marijuana. Okay.
Thank you, Kathy. Do we have any other questions for Lindsey?
I just wanted to comment on the paper when they said that we were buying our way into the community, that we don't have to buy our way into the community, that we already are the community.
Thank you, Deborah. Great point. If you want more information on Women Leaders in Cannabis, just as a reminder, there's a table over there. There's information sheets. There's sign-up sheets. If you just want to get on our email list to stay in touch with what's going on and hear our news, we have an email sign-up. We just got stickers printed, too, so if you want stickers, go grab some.